supine position. Just something a little different here. So lowering all the way down. And just asking yourself, what is the first thing you notice when you connect your backbone, your spine to the floor beneath you? Drape the hands down by your sides. We're going to move into a shape that is referred to Supta Baddha Konasana. And it's sort of a multi-dimensional shape. So we're creating extension through the spine. We're also going to create an external rotation through the hips and the pelvis. So gently just pressing the soles of the feet up against each other and allowing for the knees to fall outwards. And then from here, can you see if you can just completely let go of any holding in the legs, the feet, and just noticing if there is any pinching or impingement through the lower back. And also making sure that the knees are free of any pain. From here, let's just gently shuffle the shoulders away from the ears. Take a beautiful long inhalation, and then on your exhalation, really just letting go, yielding into this space of stillness here. And to commence our session, we're just going to start to connect to our breathing as we always do. It's so important here to create a sense of connection and a sense of presence. So noticing your inhalations and your exhalations. And then see if you can start to create some length, particularly in your exhalation. So we take an inhale here. And see if you can allow for your exhalation to linger a little longer. And as you do that, you might like to draw navel towards the spine. And then noticing that you then can take in more inhale. Let's pause at the top of the inhalation and then exhale again, just lengthening the exhale. Squeezing your navel to spine. 3 more rounds just like that, breathing in. Letting go. And using this time to check in with yourself today, both physically and mentally. And just notice where you might need to apply a little extra self-care, a little bit more attention. And we learn through observation, so to be able to simply be and recognise particular parts about yourself that you need work on. We all do. You're able to then create a clearer pathway as to how you get there. How you achieve the most optimal, most happiest you. So right now, as we continue to breathe, we're starting to activate our rest and digest mechanism of the body. So we're lowering the stress hormone that can create anxiety and nervous tension. And starting to just create a little bit more ease from within. And let's take one more round of our breath, breathing in. And releasing. And this time, let's press through the soles of the feet this time. Tuck your tailbone under, this will create length through the lower part of the body. And then float your hands up and over your head. Inhale. On your exhale, bend off the elbows, take each elbow with the opposite hand. Soften through the shoulders again. And from here, see if you can press your elbows against the hands and the hands against the elbows. This creates more of an opening through the side waist, the side body. Let's take one more breath here, we're really active. Stay for your exhale. Navel draws towards your spine, maybe pressing your lower back into the mat. And then take an inhale, float your hands up and over. And exhale, float your hands down, placing them on the tops of the thighs. Now just a little bit of core work here, completely up to you. If you wish to join me, let's take another inhale breath. On your exhale, press your lower back into the floor beneath you. Draw your chin towards your chest and see if you can reach your fingertip towards your knees. Take another inhale. On your exhale, really peel your spine and reconnect it down towards the mat. We're going to do 2 more just like that. Take another inhale to reset, lengthening through your crown. Exhale, and the belly is really strong here. Navel draws towards the spine, and we lift. Continue to be mindful of softening the shoulders away from the ear. And then on your next exhalation, lowering back down. So we're creating a curl in the pelvis here. Continue to keep the lower back pressed into the mat here to support the belly. On your next exhalation, join me for 1 more. Chin draws towards the chest as we reach up. We continue to lengthen through the collarbones. And exhale. Awesome, lowering all the way down. Gently draw your knees back towards each other here. Press the knees against each other and then heel toe the feet out a little wider than hip width. Just sit in this space so we just allow for balance to be restored to the pelvis area. Two more breaths here. And how you're breathing now is what we want to continue to maintain throughout our practice. And how we're breathing right now is what we want to always come back to when we're feeling a little anxious, we're worried about something. We just need to return to this space where we can connect to our breath. Turning the palms so that they're facing upwards, let's take an inhale. Keep the feet exactly where they are and just gently drop the knees over to the left. From here we move into a supine twist. Continuing to notice that connection through the backs of the shoulder blades. And just by taking the knees from one side, we create that rotation through the belly, through the spine, sort of the middle lower back here. See if you can filter the breath all the way up into the chest. Let's take 1 more round here. Stay for your exhale. Take an inhale. Knees draw back to center, and on your exhale, just gently drop them to the other side. Noticing here if there's any resistance in any parts of the body. And always feel free to modify. You can always bend your knees a little more, draw them up towards the chest, or maybe take the feet so that they draw closer together. Again, just connecting to your feeling body here to notice how your physical body is, notice where you're carrying tension. Maybe notice where you're already feeling a little lighter. It's the practice of mindfulness. And we can really do it throughout the day, whether it's with the breath, whether it's walking, eating, breathing. It's creating a space to observe and be aware. hug them in towards the belly. Hug them in here, so all of a sudden we're shortening and compressing through the front body to create some length and space through the back. Option to gently take the hips from side to side. Stay with your breathing here, drawing your shoulders away from your ears. Let's take an inhale, and on your exhale, releasing any tension through the neck, the upper shoulders, the traps. And then reconnecting the back of the head, the neck is long down. Placing the soles of the feet down onto the floor beneath you. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, press through all four corners of your feet. Tuck your tailbone, so your tailbone lengthens towards your heels, active through your glutes as we start to float the hips up towards the sky. From here, continue to imagine that straight energy line from the knees down towards the feet, and the feet up towards the knees. We're shortening through the hamstrings here, the back body as we start to create a stretch. You might feel it through your quadriceps, hip flexors, creating a beautiful amount of space through your belly, your chest. Stay here for 3 more breaths. The aim here is also to create a little bit more internal heat. See if you can squeeze your knees towards the center line of your body. Taking 1 more breath, breathing in. And then really slowly guiding your backbone to reconnect down towards the earth beneath you. Now from here, it might feel nice to windscreen wipe the knees again from side to side. We're going to do that 1 more time. If there's any pain in the body, please know that you can honour where you're at and return to stillness, stretching the legs out, and reconnecting to your breath. Otherwise, taking the knees back to the centre here. Heels draw towards the buttocks, take an inhale, and on your exhale again, we start to float the hips up towards the sky, fire on the glutes to support the lower back. And we're creating this angle through the spine here. So any stagnation, any toxic build-up from the lower part of the body, the aim of any sort of back bends is to gently filter it down towards our heart, so our heart can do something with it, firing up our circulation, and our organs of expression. And let's take 2 more rounds of that breath here. And you can do this 1 more round, breathing in and exhale, lowering all the way down. Awesome. Place your hand now behind your knees here, and let's start to rock and roll up and down. If this is not an option for you, you can roll off onto whatever side is comfortable for you. Press through the upper arm and guide your way up. And from here we're going to find a tabletop. Again, moving into our cat-cow, which I've incorporated in every session. So taking an inhale, open up through the chest, sit bones point to the sky, exhale. Take another inhale, drop the belly, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, reversing that shape. Synchronizing the breath to the movement here. Breathing in and exhale. And this should feel particularly good in the lower back here. If you wish to stay for another breath in one shape or the other, feel free to individualize your practice to suit your needs. And let's take 1 more round of our breath here. Taking an inhale and an exhale. And returning to neutral spine in our tabletop top here. Maybe circling the hips a little, continuing to release through the larger joints of the body. Any sort of movement here, and then just reversing that movement. And then just taking your hands and stepping or taking one step forward, drawing your elbows in towards your sideways. So we want to avoid this, and we're looking to draw the eye of the elbow in so that it faces maybe towards the front of the room here. Let's take an inhale. On your exhale, navel draws towards the spine as we slowly lower down. Pressing back up. 4 more just like that. Target area is the tricep. Only go to where you feel comfortable. 2 more just like that. Like I said, yoga is a practice that you can really cater to your needs, and if you feel like you need some upper body strength, you can really thread and weave certain poses into your practice. From here, tuck your toes under, walk your hands back, and just sit back on your heels here. And see if you can take an inhale and extend the spine high. Release the hands. We're just going to hold this pose just for a little. So we're softening and releasing into the fascia of the back body, the posterior chain of the body. It really starts from the ball of the foot and travels all the way up. Now this can seem like a pretty simple pose, but after a while you start to notice that you might be creeping forward a little. If it's really intense for you, just gently press your hands or connect your fingertips to the mat. Continue to maintain a straight spine. Let's stay here for 3 more rounds of out breath. Noticing if your breath cycle is starting to change a little. See if you can continue to lengthen and expand the breath. 2 more breaths. Noticing if that little voice in your mind is telling you to come out immediately, too hard, too intense. See if you can press that voice to the side and just continue to be mindful in what we're aiming to achieve here. Let's take 1 more round of breath. Breathing in. And breathing out. Awesome, well done everyone. Coming forward, releasing your toes very, very slowly. And then maybe just tapping the tops of the feet into the mat here. Feels good. Again, it's just restoring a little bit of balance here. Now let's extend the right leg out to the side. We're continuing to work on creating length through the body. When we can create length and open up into the fascia of the body, we can rid ourselves of tightness, tension, and energetically we can minimize any blockages in the body. Shedding any physical ailments just to make ourselves feel better, more alive. So what I want you to focus on here is the knee is stacked underneath the hip here, and then the heel of the extended leg is in line with the hip. The outside edge of that right foot, I'll just move over a smidge, is glued down. We're not lifting up, we're gluing it down. So all of a sudden we're creating a beautiful stretch from the outside of the pinky toe of the right foot also strengthening through our ankles. Tuck the tailbone under and engage your belly here. Soften your shoulders down. And then we're going to reach our left hand all the way down. And inhale to lengthen. Reach through the right fingertips here. Any sort of stretching feels really nice and releasing from within. Let's stay with the breath for one more round. And we're going to do both sides. So from here, we're going to take an inhale, engage the belly here to support the spine as we flow now to the other side. Exhale over. Take another breath, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful, returning to center now. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Crack open your sternum, shine your heart space to the sky, squeeze your shoulder blades. What we're doing here is continuing to press through the anchor points of our body, our feet, our knee, our shin, to support us here. Squeeze, 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 and then gently releasing, coming into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Just gently rotate to side now. We're on the right hand side of the body. Stacking the right knee above the ankle joint here, not going too far over. We don't want to place any extra pressure on our knee joint. Now while we're in this pose here, again it seems pretty simple, but let's really focus on pressing that front foot into the mat or into the floor, wherever you're practicing, and then drawing the heel of that front foot back towards your body. Then imagine that you're squeezing your knees into the center line of your body. Both knees are coming in. And you'll create a whole lot more activation when we do this. Let's take an inhale, raise the hands up. Exhale, see if you can give yourself permission to sink a little deeper into your low lunge here. Now, option to have the hands extended up high, or you might just like to rest them on your hips. Let's stay for a couple more breaths here. I love these poses because you really feel like you've had a workout, or you've worked these areas of the body, but you're being so gentle on your joints. Now with your left hand, let's reach behind and down the left thigh, and then on your next inhale, raise the right hand up. So just working into the lower back a little more, release and soften the shoulders away. Breathing here, let's take one more breath. And then we're going to frame the front foot, tuck the toes under on the back. Oh, that feels good. Step up here, finding a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hanging Uttanasana here. Bend off the knees, maybe pedal them out a little, releasing off the top of the head and the neck. You might like to sway the arms from side to side. Giving yourself permission to really let go here. Feel heavy, feel like you're drawn to the earth beneath you. Again, we take every opportunity we can get to not be holding on to tightness and tension in our body. So with this particular pose here, We release through the lower back, we compress through the belly organs. Again, we're also creating extension through the spine, encouraging fluids to flow down towards the heart and the head. So you might notice that inner heat starting to build a little more. Let's take one more round of it. Breathing in and out. On your next inhale, return to a halfway lift. It's like an L shape. Exhale, folding down. Press and spread the hands in here. Step back with your right foot and your left foot. We're in a high plank. Just drop the hips a little. Wrists and elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders, and we continue to draw your navel up towards your spine. You're long through your crown, active through your legs. Let's take one more breath. Breathing in. Exhale, lowering the knees down. Let's find a child's pose. Just turning inwards for a few breaths here, so drop the hips. Reach the hands out in front, or if you wish, you're more than welcome to bend off the elbows, create a pillow with the hands. Wherever you are at, gently closing down your eyes for 3 rounds of your breath. Using the breath to block the external world out. Just minimizing distraction, really focusing on you, your needs. At this very time. Let's take one more round. Stay for your exhalation. Leading through the back body and slowly realign your spine. And the crown reaches to the sky. Maybe roll the shoulders. And let's set ourselves up for our gate pose. Extending the left foot all the way out. Left foot extends out. Remember, the pinky toe of the left foot needs to ground down if you can, to the best of your ability. The back foot presses into the mat, active through your belly here with a long spine. Let's reach down with the right hand this time. And reach forward, creating that beautiful, unobstructed, clean line of energy. From here, let's take an inhale and exhale. Take another breath in and a breath out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Breathing in and out. I think we've got one more on each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale back to center, interlace the fingers, puff the chest out, squeeze the shoulder blades and really roll the points of the shoulders back. Active through the glutes here, active through your connections to the mat beneath. Stay for 2 more rounds of our breath. 1 more round. Stay for your exhale. Gently placing the hands down. This time we're going to step forward with the left foot this time. Again, just making sure that the knees are tracking over the ankle. Evenly distributing your weight here in to that front foot, and then we want to draw the heel back towards the body. These fires on your hamstrings, then we want to draw both knees into that imaginary line through the center of your body. Breathing here. Option to place the hands wherever it is you feel comfortable. option if you've got that space and flexibility in the lumbar spine to maybe shine your heart space out to the sky, incorporating more depth in your back bend. And then wherever you're at, reaching down your right hamstring with your right hand. On your next inhale, sweep the left hand up and over. Let's take one more round of out breath. Keep breathing in. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the toes under the back foot and float the knee off. This time we're going to press the mat away and slide that left foot back, coming into a downward facing dog. Now downward facing dogs are universal as far as creating a whole lot of flexibility and also building strength. So just checking in with the neck area here and the crown of the head, just making sure that you've completely released it so there's no tension building into the cervical spine. Now walking your dog here, pedaling your feet out. We're just here for 2 more breaths. So finding some stillness here. And feeling into this shape. Sit bones point to the sky. Shoulders are still softening. And let's take one more round of that breath. Keep breathing in. And out. Inhale, gently float or shift your weight forward. High plank. And then on your next exhalation, lowering your knees down. Releasing the tops of the feet and just bringing your chest, your heart space all the way in. From here, creating a pillow with your hands and just turning one cheek to the side. Doesn't matter which one. Letting go of all activation in the body now. Noticing the tempo of our session starting to change, to start to slow down. And rather than building muscle strength, now we're looking to create space to complete our session together. So feeling really heavy as you let go and completely connect to the earth to support you. And continuing to use these sessions to cultivate the tools that you need to live life mindfully, to connect to the outside world. To practice gratitude, humility. To practice peace and kindness. And gently turning your cheek so that it faces the other way. Continuing to bear in mind that with these sessions and any yoga practice, we look to create balance in the body. And then from here, you might like to roll off onto your back, or if you're comfortable, you're more than welcome to stay. Laying down on your belly, allowing your body to slip quietly into a deep slumber, free of stressful moments. And finding that connection to your breath again. To create a pause, a quietness, a safe place to simply be. There is nothing more powerful to shift negative energy, to uplift our mood, and to balance our energy, and to practice yoga, to honour stillness, and to give yourself permission to be still. You have the option to stay here for as long as you have, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Or you can bring your hands to your heart space now. And thank you for joining me for another session of yoga. Namaste.